So, welcome everybody to our weekly meeting of the Rotary Earth Network Club. And we feature Earth Talks with speakers each week. So, we just have a couple things we just want to say to everybody to start. We are really grateful to our members, associates, donors, and volunteers for their support. We would love you to consider joining us as a member or associate. And Jody will put that information up in the chat sometime during the meeting. Um, we would ask again that you please mute your audio when you're not speaking. So during the Q&A, obviously, we're going to have, you keep your audio on. But yeah, when you're not speaking, that would be great. Um, and then recordings and the resources are going to be available on the Earth Talks Foundation website. We are still working on that website, and we are also going to be creating a club website or too, but we're not quite there yet. And then we do want to say speaker views are their own and do not necessarily reflect Rotary International. And we like to start our meeting with the four-way test. So we're going to put some emphasis added for the environment. So, of the things that we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth?
Is the environmental information accurate, science-based, and transparent?
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Does it protect people, ecosystems, and future generations?
Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Does it encourage collaboration, shared responsibility, and community trust?
And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Does it improve environmental health, human well-being, and long-term sustainability?
Thank you. And then the third slide we have to share is a new one. Lori, do you want to explain this real quick?
Yeah, so, if you're on a laptop and English isn't your first language, or you're like me, you're a little bit hard of hearing, it's nice to have the captions at the bottom. It might not necessarily be accurate, but simply go to the bottom of your screen or on your phone, go to the controls and do the show captions. Then there are a few other things you need to do. You'll eventually get to captions and translation and press my speaking language and put in whatever your speaking language is. That's the third screen. It's a little blurry there, but you can just pick whatever language you want. And then that language should show at the bottom of your screen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Welcome, everyone. I see we've got a bunch more people who've joined us. So we do want to just make one note. We just want to be sure that folks know that um, Lori and I used to run a program in SREG, and there's been some confusion lately. And we just want to say we are separate from SREG. We absolutely support SRAG in every way. And we will be, that's one of our goals is to lead members to SRAG and to other environmental sites. We all want to collaborate. We felt the networking was really important to do. So that's why we created this club, Rotary Club. It's also yeah, it's just a great way to bring new people into Rotary. Most of our members actually are new Rotarians, so we're bringing new people into Rotary, and then we're going to hopefully bring them along the line, introduce them to all you guys, introduce them to SRAG, introduce them to lots more environmental um, club groups and stuff. And we are going to be working. We have some great news next week. We're going to be working. It's co-sponsored. Our meeting next week is going to be co-sponsored by the Eco Club Rotary Eco Club Network. So we're super stoked about that with Luca and Older Eco and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, and hopefully you won't have to put up with this waiting room next week. We're going to get that fixed. So. All right, let's get started. Anything else, Lori, that we need to mention?
Just feel free if you have other events that you have going on. This is networking, so please feel free to put those in the chat. I know Claudia has an
Yeah.
event coming up that's going to be fantastic with Barry Rassin, so look for that in the chat. Grab your other events, put them in the chat, and we will be sending you a copy of this recording available on YouTube, Spotify, and once Brizzy approves it, we'll have an article so that you can send it to your friends or fellow Rotarians who or non-Rotarians who might be interested in Rotary.
Yeah, I was going to say, Claudia, you might want to reshare. um, reshare the information for that meeting. It's every once in a while, it's neat when new people come in. They don't see at least I know the chat works that way with mine. I don't see the stuff before I came in. So if you want to reshare it, you're welcome to. So yeah, folks, please network in the chat. All right, let's introduce our speaker today, Brizzy Mulwabo. And you got a beautiful first name, but I'm gonna use your middle name.
All right,
Brizzy
thanks.
Brizzy Mulwabo is a Zambian engineer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. As 2025-26 president of the Rotaract Club of Lusaka, and that is in District 9120. He leads a flagship circular economy waste project at Kabulanga School. I hope I didn't mess that up too much. Blending engineering expertise, business leadership, and youth-focused environmental impact. So, welcome, Brizzy. Say your first name for us. I love it.
It's Mwanamwenda.
Yeah, Mwana Mwenda. Thank you. So I'll let you, I'll get myself off of here and go
All
ahead and
right.
feel free to go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the sake of the presentation, I'll turn off my video because I think my network is
That's fine. That's great.
next to
It's good to see your
non-existent.
face, though.
Great. Thanks.
Go on later.
Okay. Good evening, afternoon, morning, from wherever you're getting this from. It's an honor and a privilege to be the second speaker of the Earth Talks. I'm honored and delighted, and I hope after this the conversation will proceed to one of not just an academic one, but where action is taken and goodwill and better friendships are formed. So I'll go straight into the presentation. Okay, so the title, as many of you have seen, is the Circular Economy Initiative for Sustainable Waste Management at Kabulonga Boys Secondary School. This initiative is aiming to address pressing issues of waste management at the school, and like Karen said, this stands to be our flagship project for the year 25-26, where we are focusing on sustainable practices and community engagement. Bottom right picture is the space the school gave us to basically go crazy and implement this project. The lady you see there is from the council, the Lusaka City Council. These are some of the stakeholders who have already come on board. Um, and yes, are pushing us. I'll show you shortly what this space now looks like. So the purpose of this meeting will be one, to introduce the flagship project, right? Like I said, this meeting serves to introduce that, outlining the vision for sustainable waste management and education. There you go. That's the picture. That's the before and after. This is the after. Not too clean yet, but getting somewhere. I'll explain what the colors mean shortly. I'll also present budget item lines and eventually explore partnership opportunities where we aim to discuss potential partnerships that extend beyond financial contributions, focusing on collaborative efforts in educational programs and sustainability initiatives. Okay, so a little bit of background. We want to understand the waste management challenges faced by this school. Right now, this is not just a Kabulonga Boys Secondary School problem, but a Lusaka one. And it's a wider Zambia problem. Uh, I remember speaking to, should it be Jerry or somebody, I was telling them it's already the rain season here, and at the onset of every rainy season in Zambia comes with it waterborne diseases like cholera, bilharzia, you name it, due to poor sanitation practices. Currently, Kabulonga Boys Secondary School generates 730 tons of unmanaged waste annually, which impacts local sustainability efforts. This waste contributes to approximately 876 tons of carbon dioxide emissions. This is the equivalent of chopping down 50,000 trees. Let that sink in. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to transform waste into resources for future generations beyond us. In the past, my Rotary Club and others, I'm sorry, my Rotaract Club and others really have engaged in one-off projects, so to speak, donations, visits. But what are they really doing? What's the impact they're doing? So we've decided this year to go beyond that, to go a step further and go into a project that will outlive basically everyone on this call. So the vision for the school is to establish a pioneering model for a zero waste school in Lusaka. Lusaka is the capital city of Zambia. This initiative focuses on converting waste into valuable resources while simultaneously educating students, teachers, and the wider community. The goal, which is a very ambitious one, is to reduce the amount of waste sent to landfills by the school by 40% within a year. And with dedication, passion, I think it's achievable. It's something we can do, definitely. Fostering a sustainable environment and promoting responsible waste management practices in Zambia. Now, we want to duplicate this in other schools across not only the capital city, but dotted around the country. If we get it right at this school, we can then replicate it in the smaller, vulnerable schools. And who knows what sort of culture you'll be inculcating in these students. Okay. So some of you may ask, why this particular school? First of all, Kabulonga is an area that is central in Lusaka. It's right in the middle of Lusaka. It serves both affluent and non-affluent neighborhoods. So you've got a large community situated in one area. It's strategically situated in central location, making it accessible for students and the surrounding community. Now, the school alone houses 44,000, sorry, students and teachers, right? And maybe allow me to pause here and say the school is a huge piece of land. So not only is it a school, but houses compounds for teachers. So teachers and their families live on site. There are some teachers that live on site. So you can imagine the amount of waste already being generated by them alone. Also, we feel the school's leadership demonstrates a robust commitment to sustainability. I think they've been very receptive, very helpful, very welcoming. Therefore, we fostered a very strong partnership. Um, Additionally, its community catchment area encompasses around a minimum of 1,600 households in and around the school. Like I said, it occupies a huge block. So in that area alone, there's 1,600 households living there. So it will not only serve the school, but serve the community in and around it. Let's move on. Key project components. Um, The idea is to have a color-coded bins dotted around the school. So we'll have what can I call them? We'll have points around the school where these bins will be, wheelie bins will be scattered across, or intentionally color-coded, matching the colors on this building, right? Um, for instance, yellow will represent plastic bags. So there'll be a yellow bin, and that yellow bin will, whatever day, will be wheeled to this bin, to this compartment, and plastic bags will go into the yellow compartment. So you see there's gates in the middle of those will open to allow the waste to be sorted. So we'll be sorting at source. We'll be sorting from the bins themselves. Blue will be plastic bottles. Gray will house metal cans, aluminum cans. Some of you say aluminum. White will be paper, and brown will serve for cardboards. Yes. So we implement a systematic approach to waste collection and sorting. So we want to be sorting at source. So we'll need to come in. So there'll be an education bit that will need to come into the school and tell them, look, these bins are strictly for this, so that even when recyclers come in to pick up, it's already sorted. It's already sorted. Whether they're picking up plastic bottles, they know where to start from. Secondly, like I've just mentioned, we need to educate not only the students, but the staff and the wider community on the values of um, sustainable practices, sustainable waste management, and the principles of circular economy. This, we've already engaged a department at the council. They are willing and ready to come in and educate the students and the staff. Also, we want the community involved. There needs to be a cultural shift in Zambia, and I'll speak on this shortly when I talk about some of the partners that have come on. So we want to involve the community. Like I said, it shouldn't just be school-based, but even when those children are being educated, we believe once they go home, they can educate even their parents, their neighborhoods. Now you can imagine 1,500 students going back home and practicing these things at home, even sorting at home, getting an extra bin at home to say this one is just for plastics because I want to recycle plastics. Fantastic. And finally, upcycling initiatives. The school in itself has an art club, and I know Madam Gertrude Ngenda is on the call. She is in touch with some artisans, people who make jewelry out of plastics, out of waste. So why not upskill? Why not give these skills to the students, and the school can showcase them at fairs, at exhibitions, via the art club. So these are some of the initiatives that can emanate as a result of what we are doing already, and green initiatives. So the school itself also does some form of farming. They farm maize, and there's lots of trees around that end up in compost heaps, but they're just piled. So want to also bring in some people that are knowledgeable with composting, train the students on how to compost, and even do better farming than it is being done. I'm sure the school is buying supplies like fertilizer and stuff like that. Why not make your own organic fertilizer from school? Okay. So some of the significant environmental benefits of this initiatives through the circular economy would aim to make substantial impact on waste management by diverting that 730 tons I led with each year. This effort will prevent the release of 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide annually. The environmental benefit is comparable to planting 50,000 trees, so would be reversing that calamity. That's highlighting our commitment to sustainability and community health. Okay, top right corner is just an excerpt of we basically did a dry run. We said, will this model work? So if we if we sort, right, and separate and get a recycler to come in, will it work? So we had two different recyclers come in. One that uptakes plastic bottles. I think they go on to make uh, blocks or pavers, something like that, out of these plastic bottles. Then one recycles plastic tanks and refurbishes them. So we had them come in. These are old plastic tanks. So we managed to gather 100 kilograms of plastic bottles, and the tanks weighed almost 230 kilograms. This money was then given to the school. So the school raised 1,300, which immediately was used to fix some chairs and desks. So it's a viable program. We see, and this was in the space of a week. So we saw that it can work. There's definite interest, and we've been getting calls from recyclers to say next can we uplift. So it's very, very viable. Um, Also, at this point, allow me to pause. The school not only takes on able-bodied children, but also has facilities to take on the differently abled. And it's one of very few schools in the country that does that. They have a unit where they're supporting differently abled children. Now, if this can be online and functioning efficiently, there's so much the school can do because currently it's an old school, it's a government school. not well funded. And even when the funding comes through, the bank processes are long, there's lots of red tape. This is an alternative way of revenue growth, of revenue, making revenue. So this initiative can support so much. It's going beyond the environment. It's going to a humane levels of support. So I felt I needed to emphasize that. So the total budget for the project is amounting to $9,400, which is equivalent to 220,000 kwacha locally, covering various essential components of the initiative. Um, One of the components is bin procurement. We've allocated 25,000 of that 220,000 to bins, and I'm of the view that there's never enough bins. If we can even get more bins than has been quoted, fantastic. This amounts to around $1,200. Okay. The sorting facility, which has already been is I would say 95% done. These funds came primarily from the club, where we through fundraising efforts we raised that 36,700 and spent it towards the facility, and that's approximately $1,900 um, for the construction of the sorting facility. An additional 30,000 is allocated for the overall implementation of the project. This is awareness, training, yeah, you name it. And secured funding so far. Again, allow me to pause here and highlight I would say our partners, our friends from the Japan OK E-Club, Rotaract E-Club. And I think Rise Tanino is on the call representing them. These human beings have collectively come up, have selected us as one of their overseas projects and have been supporting us tremendously. Rise, I'd like to personally thank you for your efforts and what you continue doing. Yeah, you're an angel in disguise. So far, you've sent the club 11,250, approximately $600. This has gone a long way in completing um, the facility, in procuring, paying for labor, and you being in Zambia, I think you appreciate some of the challenges we have, especially logistically. So thank you so much. And I know you're already raising some more funds um, to support other budget items. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll move on to our project timeline. May not be so clear. Um, Fundings was received in October, but this is what I mean here is the club released funds in October and work began. The facility should have been completed in November, December. Like I said, is 95% done, and activities can actually start. But to it, we actually, because of how we've designed it, other components can be added to it. Things like biogas. I've talked about composting already. Composting can go side by side. There's so much space in and around the building that other waste sustainability practices can still be carried out. We want to launch our program this month because we were targeting schools opening, and most of the children are back in school. So even the training can now happen. We can select possibly representatives from each class, and they can be our champions. Who knows? The goal is even to open an interact club at this school. These can even be the custodians of the sorting facility once everything has been handed over. So lots of opportunities. From February to July, the training and education sessions will be conducted, focusing on sustainability and waste management practices. And then we should have a mid-year review in July to evaluate everything that has been going on. Uh, so let's explore education opportunities and partnerships. These are just some of the pictures from like I said, it's an old school, old school. My father-in-law went to this school, so you can imagine um, how long it's been around, how many people it served, how many people it has trained. Yeah, and these are some of the pictures coming from there. Um, Most of the desks are dilapidated, chairs gone. So our initiative aims to foster collaborative education experiences that enhance sustainability knowledge and practices. We are looking for partners who can contribute to co-developing curriculum modules, facilitate student exchanges, provide digital resources, very important, and host interactive workshops. These collaborations will empower students and enrich our community's understanding of environmental stewardship. We've got a waste reduction target, okay? Like I said earlier, we want to reduce waste going to landfills by 40% in just 12 months, in just 1 year. Yeah, this goal will not only contribute to environmental sustainability, but also set a benchmark for other educational institutions in the region. I talked about the tanks. Those are the tanks on the right that were sold, So these already efforts are being made on site to get going. In addition to waste reduction, the project focuses on fostering a culture of sustainability among 4,000 students and staff, like I mentioned. This engagement includes forming a student-led environmental club, um, hopefully even an interact club that can drive further initiatives and serve as a replicable model for other schools. I feel this will be our crowning achievement if we can even get another school to copy, to mimic what we are doing here. That would be fantastic. That means the ball is rolling. That means there's a cultural shift. And once we get the cultural shift going in our young people, our youth, our under 18s, our under 15s, you get them going, you get them you show them that recycling efforts is second nature. Um, this then we're on the way to change. We're on the way to change. Okay. Some partnership opportunities, support for bin procurement. Like I said, I feel there's never enough bins. There's always room for more bins. Investment in the sorting facility. There's room for biogas plants. There's room for a compost shed. Some of you are experts here in some of these things. You can come in and educate us on uh, on where we can tackle. Implementation of education, like I just said, your support enables program implementation. So we can have some extracurricular activities away from their school studies on how to implement some of these waste management practices. And that's me smiling, hoping goodwill and better friendships come out from this. Thank you so much for your time. I'm honored. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Wow, honored. It's yes, I'm so impressed, Brizzy. That was fantastic. That is such a well thought out project. And Rizzy, thank you for your club supporting him. Any other clubs that want to support that contact information, we can put that. Well, be getting this, but yeah, that would be great. Yes, Najodi, please go ahead on, and I think she has something to present. Let me spotlight you, Najodi. And let's see, is Brizzy's.
Thank you so much, Karen, for this opportunity. And I would like to share the speaker certificate. Uh, our first speaker certificate for Jane Prasad, who spoke on January 8th on biodiversity. And I'm so glad to, share this certificate on behalf of Earth Talks program hosted by Rotary Earth Network Club. And this is the certificate for our today's speaker, Brizzy, who has given a great presentation on the circular economy. Uh, this certificate is issued and hosted by Rotary Earth Network Club. And I would like to announce our next meetings flyer here. This is the impact of the Rotaract in protecting the sea. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thanks so much, Najodi. Yep,
And
thanks very much for doing that. That's fantastic. Whoops,
and
I have
can
you
I add,
spotlighted. Oops. Okay.
Karen, we
Yes.
should add too that the next meeting is a joint meeting that
Coach.
um, the Network of Rotary Eco, Environmental, and Eco Clubs has allowed us to join their meeting.
Yep.
And so we'll all be meeting together.
Yep. Yep. Be able to introduce more people to each other, and so great. Um, all right, and let's see. Najodi. Raj, you do have, if we do ask people to go ahead and use that react button at the bottom of Zoom to go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question. And I know Najodi, you have your hand up, but that was just for that was yeah. Let me put that down. Okay, good. And Raj, go ahead. And
This was a
I can't spotlight Brizzy, but that's all right. I'm gonna spotlight our speaker.
it
Go
was an
ahead.
excellent presentation. Being a past district road track representative long back in 1980, I feel proud of you because you are road tractor. Uh, Really, you are doing the excellent work. I have some few questions and few suggestions. Uh, the circular economy needs that the waste shall go back to the manufacturer. Are you putting your efforts to ensure that the waste generated, because a linear economy directly go to disposal, a circular economy, the waste goes back to the manufacturer in between. The number two, I want to say that in upcycling, my experience, which I conducted more than 50 workshops, and we developed 400 entrepreneurs who can start their business on upcycling. So definitely, I will like to conduct a workshop for your school, and the motto must be entrepreneurship. For example, the tire can be converted to swings. If possible, it can be the tires can be converted into the furniture. So that's the, if you do it, that people will get more money by upcycling. And then regarding the awareness, I think we shall you shall go to the further classification. And now we started in my district by giving I'm a district chair, so we give a plastic-free school certificate, whereby we ask them to segregate the plastic further. You must be knowing the plastic as category 1 to 7. And if they segregated, then the recycling and the disposal become very easy. Train your students, number one, number two, number three, the PET bottle, the LTP, LDP, PP. If they do it properly, then they get the more money and easy to segregate. Uh, and I'm very happy to note the behavioral change. It's a very difficult to have a behavioral change, but your students, way you have developed them, way you have created the awareness, I found that there's a very good change in behavior. Let me suggest you one very nice project which we have implemented in Biodiversity. It's called Trash On, and the children become very happy. They make their article, they make their apparels out of the trash, and then they make a fashion show and they enjoy it. The very purpose of that, if they do that, their behavioral change take place and they understand the importance of the West. Excellent. I congratulate you. If you want my any help, I written down. Please call me. I can help you set in the biogas plant. I can come. I can help you online conducting the upcycling. I can help you in the composting. Let's come together and do better work. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your contact details.
Sure.
Yeah, please share those in the chat because you guys, I knew Raj would be pretty excited about this talk because he works with youth and he works with recycling and he works with whole circular economy and he's done a fantastic job. So yeah, Brizzy Raj would be a great connection for you, without a doubt.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Bertel, go ahead. Did you have your?
Yes. Yeah, good presentation. I know a lot about trash. I live in a very polluted country, the Philippines, and we have a lot of solutions regarding the trash. So, if you want to, I can send you an email and maybe I can have a Zoom talk with you, Brizzy, and we can discuss some very simple, low investment solutions that we do over here in the Philippines, and that might help you over there as well.
Excellent. Yeah, sure.
Great. Thank you.
I've
Thank you.
dropped
Thank you.
my I've dropped my email in the chat. So
Good. 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 Perfect.
yeah.
Yep. And it looks like, and we will save the chat. We always save the chat. And you guys are always welcome to save the chat. There's a way you can do it on your computer. So yeah, saving the chat's always great because there's a lot of great information in it usually. Angela, go ahead.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to thank the presenter for the excellent presentation and to say that that's a great initiative in Lusaka, Zambia. I'm from Liberia, West Africa, and so I'm excited to learn about what is happening in that school. I wanted to know was first of all the logistics arrangements, from these many students dropping their waste as they walk around, and how it gets to the sorting facilities, because that's a lot of waste. And does it take a long time, or you have people designed just to do that collection and work? And secondly, for the other sustainability outlets for the student, I think it's very interesting for them that they can learn other things apart from the academics in the schools. So who's teaching them those type of skill, and how long does it take? When do they do that apart from their regular school work? Do you have some program like the jewelry program, other things like biogas, composting, that they can learn apart from the regular academic work, so that also it does not disturb their academic work, and at the same time they are learning new skill which they can become useful for them in their other life? Just want a bit of explanation on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I go ahead and
Yes, definitely, Brizzy. I was going to say, boy, lots of questions. So go ahead.
No, no. Thank you. Thank you. So how does the waste go to the center? Fortunately, there's ground staff. They have casuals that the school has employed literally for this type of work. Now, you can imagine before this happened, before we came in and suggested this to the school, where they were dumping their waste, So it was basically a mini landfill within the school. Now, what we have then gone on to say is, look, already there's a tuck shop on site. That tuck shop is the students go in there at break time, buy their drinks, buy their snacks. Where they throw in this, if it's not on the floor, it's like I said, it's these mini landfills around the school. So us bringing in these bins and educating them will have them, first of all, dispose of the right sort of waste into the right sort of bin. But there's staff on site that the school has employed that will be in charge of moving these wheelie bins to the center, to the sorting center. That's number one. Number two, the extracurricular activity will be taught or trained to us by a department of the council. It's called Lusaka integrated solid waste management. Those will be our facilitators. They're just waiting for us. They go ahead from us. So, like I told you, school has just begun. January has just, sorry, schools have just opened because of the break they had. So, anytime now, the council should move in, train us, train the children, right? And in line with that, we should also bring in people to train us how to make these jewelries, these trinkets, these artisans. So we need support in terms of, we need external support in terms of upskilling. So we need people to come in and train. Luckily, we have a gem in Gertrude, in Rotarian Gertrude, who has a wide net of contacts. So she's already on the ball with this. We're already on top of things. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you guys very much. Angela, great questions. Elizabeth, let's get you in there.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Just a wonderful project. That's going to have enormous impact. I love it. My question is a simple one, and it's about involvement of the children. So whether this is successful or not will depend heavily on how the children see this. I'm sure you have an organizing committee. Do you have school children members of that committee? And how are these children going to be rewarded? And I don't mean necessarily financial reward at all. I mean, how is this going to be celebrated at the school? What, instead of this being a chore for the children and to get benefit emotionally by seeing their school cleaned up and the composting used for agriculture, that's obviously something that makes everybody feel good. But for the kids specifically, this is going to be a big effort on their part. How are you planning to celebrate this with them? And just a small other question, and this is for you, Brizzy, but also just for the group. If we wanted to financially support such projects that we hear about here on this great Zoom,
Thank you.
how would we do that? Are we setting up a donation that can be redirected, or would this go directly through Brizzy? I assume directly through Brizzy, but I'd like that question answered, please.
Okay, I'm going to let Brizzy answer your first ones, and then I'll get Liz. Well, Lori and I can talk about that. The other one. Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay.
Brizzy, with the other ones.
Thank
Yep.
you, Elizabeth. The involvement is not necessarily at committee level, but I see how we can include them. Their involvement comes at club level. As a school, they have various clubs, and one of them being an environmental club. Now, we want these people, this environmental club, and like I said, possibly an interact club formed to be champions of this project, right? Because at some point, we will also need to release ourselves from this and it needs to run autonomously. I guess that's the involvement. But from the onset, we can get them, like, because they've now come back into school, we can get them once we have these sessions with the council and stuff like that, we can get their input as to some of the challenges they're facing and why there's so much waste around, right? Secondly, how do we celebrate them? That's a fantastic idea. I don't know. Do you have an idea?
I don't know, a big party. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And badges and recognition within the
Yeah,
school.
there you go. There you go. Yeah. That probably falls, and you see there's budget lines like implementation. That probably would fall under that, like,
Mhm.
I'm a resource champion, I'm a recycle champion of some sort, and here's my badge to show it. So definitely that's something to think about.
So
And if
I'll let,
yeah,
yes.
I was going to say, so who I thought of immediately, Elizabeth and Brizzy, is a gentleman called Joe Richardson, and Joe has worked with Interact clubs, doing fantastic work with lunch out of landfills, and I'll send you that information, Brizzy. I'll connect you guys. But Joe really gets his interactors. He celebrates with them all the time, and he just so he might be a really good person to connect with to say, how do we keep the students going? Because the Interact is middle school, high school. So you want to, our local Interact is a lot of middle school, but then we're losing them in the high school. We're not getting them, we're not being able to keep that momentum going. So, but Joe has done a fantastic job. So I'll connect you guys and he might have some ideas for
Karen,
that.
would it be okay if I asked another question of Busy?
Sure, sure, sure.
And I was wondering, Busy, about partnering with the government. This is a government school. Have you been able to partner with them to help you with this endeavor? Because this school could become a flagship school
Yes.
for the whole of Zambia and
Yes.
would be a big feather in the cap.
Yeah.
Have you had any success along those lines?
Rotere and Gertrude, do you want to answer that one?
Let me help Breezy here. The fact that you are working with a school, so that Breezy, I'm helping out. The headmaster and the head of the school and the deputy, they're already thinking of involving the Ministry of Education, and they are talking about a toolkit and a manual. And the Lusaka City Council, the local authorities also thinking about replicating. They are very excited. So there's the link with the Ministry of Environment. There's the link with the Ministry of Education and also the council with the Ministry of Local Government. So there's also government involvement, and they are actually thinking of linking that to some kind of policy shift. So I think this project is really going to be a showcase for Lusaka as well as for the country. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yep, and I'm going to add both of us to answer your other question, Liz. Go ahead, Lori.
Yeah, Liz, I just can't thank you enough for asking that question about club support. That is just something that we do need to, address. Our club won't financially support a specific project, until the board and the club members vote on it. And which brings up a side note, is that we keep the club costs very, very low so that so that financial problems aren't a question, that you can join Rotary. That's the main point. Now, and our presentations aren't a ask for money for a specific project. Just like all other Rotary clubs, you don't go to ask for money. You go to present something wonderful, which is what Brizzy does. But the goal behind it is to get everyone excited so they participate however they want to, however they can, whether it's taking this home and doing it or donating if they have the means. And so participants at our meeting, do please contact Brizzy, because we want this to be successful, but know that that's not the intent of the presentation. So am I making that distinction? Karen, do you want to add anything?
No, and I do want to bring up the fact that that our club is we do have a foundation. So there's a lot of Rotary clubs that have their own foundations for things. So we have started a nonprofit foundation, and we have not talked. We just got to talk to the board, and we're so new with all of this, Liz. This is so new still with all of us. So we are just getting boards together and, determining what we're going to do with the, Earth Talk. The foundation is mainly set up to support, the Earth Talks program.
So what
Yeah.
the foundation does is it people can donate to the foundation because it purchases the Zoom accounts, the MailChimp accounts, all of the things that make it possible for us to bring this to you. And and get more people to join Rotary, get more people to network and make Rotary's environmental work happen, and join organizations like SRAG. So
And I
that's
know,
what it does.
and I know SRAG, I saw something the other day about the SRAG prizes, not the Earthshot prize, but prizes through SRAG.
They have
They're doing a
project
contest
prizes
again. So I mean, this would be a great project to put up to them,
to SRAG.
to submit to SRAG's committee, whoever does that. So that's another opportunity that they offer.
But we just want to be a mouthpiece to get
Yep.
Brizzy's project out there and have people like you, Liz, say, how do I get involved?
Yeah. Thank you. Excellent question, Liz. Thank you so much. Did we answer it enough? Well, okay, good. Thank you. All right, Najodi,
Yeah.
I get you up there.
Thank you so much, Brizzy, for your excellent presentation. And really, this is today's need circular economy, linear
Mm,
economy is now no
mm,
more. And
mm.
I actually would like to introduce you to my club member,
Okay.
Vicky Walker, who is already working in Africa and who was a
Okay.
guest speaker invited by me to ISRAC Wednesday's seminar meeting. Karin, you
Mm.
are knowing her very well, Karin and Laurie. So she actually wanted to join this meeting, but because of some reason, she could not manage. And she actually want to go through the recordings. And if you want, I can collaborate both of you. So our
Excellent.
club
Great.
can,
Great.
do something related to the project and local implementation. And my one question related to you already you have covered, but what are the challenges for the circular economy you have faced? Already you have shown the photograph also, like your
Yeah.
grandfather's school. So definitely this is very old and very, very valuable and very excellent job you people are doing. Still, I want to know related to the awareness, related to investment and cost and adequate infrastructure. Already we have seen into the photograph and policy and market barriers or something, whatever you want to,
Yeah.
you are already facing.
Yeah. First one that comes to mind is cultural shifts. Um, we, I don't want to throw Zambians under the bus, but we're not, majority of us cannot practice hygiene. How am I going to put? Like I said, like when the rain season approaches, we are guaranteed we'll get diseases like cholera, and that's due to hygiene practices. You get people in beautiful vehicles throwing waste out the window. Just that's normal for them, you know. And I guess maybe it's an African thing, but I'm speaking for Zambia. So it will be even the little bit of work we've done, it will be a huge cultural push to get people recycling. People do not get uh, extra bins. The one bin is enough. And in that one bin, there's food, there's plastics. So to get people to say, oh, okay, I'm holding a metal can in my hand. I need to throw it in the gray bin. That will be a big challenge. And that
Yes.
is why I'm also grateful that people like Rise Tanino, representing the Japanese, they can come in also and show us because we know how clean these people are. We know how clean Japan is. We know how culturally centered they are around their hygiene. So I'm glad that some of these stakeholders have come on board to share ideas and show us how we can move from one way of thinking to another. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
Yep.
Karin, I would like to say one more thing. If everyone can
Okay.
switch on their cameras, then I want to take a screenshot.
Oh, you want to take a picture? Okay. She's our picture person of everybody waving. Hello, anybody? If you want to.
Oh, we should remove the spotlights.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let me
Remove the
remove.
short spotlight.
That would be
Yeah, I
good.
removed everyone.
Okay,
Karin,
wait,
if
wait, wait.
someone,
Wait. Let's take off spotlights. She might not have
yeah,
it on hers.
yeah. Karin,
Okay,
first
view.
screen,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Ah,
I'm on
Brizzy,
Hi.
good to
second
see
screen
you.
now. Wave your hand. Thank you.
Thank you, you guys. All right, I wanted to do, thanks, Najodi. We were right at the top of the hour, so yeah, so we can to end. Brizzy, that was fantastic. And I just my 2 cents on it is you really have connected a lot of different Rotary goals. You really have. You know, the keeping the health of your community at the top of it, teaching youth, you know,
Yeah.
you're keeping the streams clean, the rivers clean. I mean, you've connected so much of Rotary, that what we love in Rotary and what we're trying to do. So, congratulations on a very well thought out, well run project. We wish you all the luck. I know we're going to have some people connect with you. We'll send out
Yeah.
the recording and stuff too. So,
Yeah.
As well
hopefully we
as
can help in that
certificate.
way. And
Ah,
My
We are
certificate, we'll
certificate.
going to
send you
share
your certificate.
certificate.
Oh, Elsa Bay has,
oh,
I did also want to say one more thing, but I can't remember it now. So Elsa Bay, go ahead. Go ahead. You have your, did you want, or no, you're just saying hi. Okay. Sometimes, sometimes I get nervous if people don't want to be spotlit. You know, if they just want to ask the question and not be spotlit. Um, but anyway, Lori, there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember.
Well, we could close out the meeting, and I
All
just
right, let's
have
close
people
out the
I
meeting.
want to say hello to, like
Okay, let's do
Mohammed
that.
and
Hi,
Rise,
Lori.
Okay,
and
let's
yeah.
close
bye.
out.
Brizzy,
So
see my
Hi,
mail.
Lori.
I'll send you a
Good
mail.
Oopsie,
to see
sorry.
you guys.
Please, bye.
We can adjourn the meeting, the official meeting.
Okay.
And then
Bye.
if anybody has anything else for the good of the order.
well, I just want to say hello to
Yeah.
Mohammed. I see Rise.
Yeah.
I see who.
Yes.
Where are people from?
Yeah,
Please
Chuck is here. I
talk.
saw Chuck came in.
And I would like to say from India, happy Sankrant, happy Pongal, because this is, the all the fresh vegetables and grains and all. So this is a new year for Indian people, another like after,
Oh,
January, this thing.
that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Thanks, Nishodi.
And I have to say, Rise, you're from Japan. It is like the middle of the night there. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. In fact, I'm not in Japan. I am assigned to Zambia. That's why I got to know Brizzy. But I am in a Japanese Rotaract club, therefore I could connect these two clubs.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you,
Rise. This is,
Rotoractors are kicking it. I'm so proud of you guys.
oh,
So
I
proud.
invited
please.
my Japanese team, but I think they're sleeping now.
Okay. Well, Rise, let's stay connected
Yes,
because
really.
my daughter lives in Osaka and has for, I don't know, 12, 13 years now. Anyway, um,
Oh,
but we are hoping to have, in a couple months down the road, like once a month or every other month, have people have a meeting that is like 12 hours earlier so that you and all of your friends from Japan and our friends from
Australia.
can join.
Yeah, we got to
So,
get that other hemisphere.
I
oh,
don't know if you want to put your name, your email in the chat if you'd feel comfortable. Let's connect. And anyone else here who has friends in East Asia, and Australia,
Yeah.
I'll put my name in the chat too, my email. We need to connect.
Yeah, we do because we just got another speaker opportunity from somebody in Australia. She's fantastic, but I don't know. I don't know how to do it. We have to figure this out. We may have to have two separate times for meeting. I don't know. I don't want to do that again.
Oh,
We tried
let's.
that when we were working with SRAG and it was just difficult, but we might be able to do it.
So,
We're a
I
club
think
now, so we can do
we
anything,
can
right?
do it. Yeah.
Bill, go ahead.
so can you get a recording from that person, like in Australia?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can. The only problem with that, Bill, is that they can't network with the people
yeah,
here. They can't
no
ask
interaction.
questions live, and so it's like that's what one of the things that we were missing before was that I'm going to hit this stop recording because I think we were
Oh,
supposed
thank you.